So we're turning our attention now in the SportsMax Zone to cricket. After 2.5 weeks of no cricket, the 2024-25 season of the Cricket West Indies 4-day championship resumes on Wednesday, with all 8 teams taking part in round 4. Barbados Pride will be looking to follow up their impressive win against the Jamaica Scorpions as they host the combined campuses and colleges at Kensington Oval in Barbados. The Windward Islands Volcanoes will take on the Leeward Islands Hurricanes at the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground. The West Indies Academy will face Trinidad and Tobago Red Force at the Coolidge Cricket Ground in Antigua and Barbuda, while leaders and defending champions Guyana Harpy Eagles will oppose Jamaica Scorpions at Sabina Park in Kingston. Here's how the table looks ahead of these fixtures. The Guyana Harpy Eagles on top with 57.6 points, just about 2 points in front of Trinidad and Tobago Red Force. Then the Leeward's Hurricanes in third at 50.8. Barbados Pride in fourth position at the moment. Jamaica distant fifth and 32.6. The Windward's Volcanoes combined campuses and colleges, and the CWI Academy are the bottom 3 teams at the moment. Now, the Jamaica Scorpions endured their second loss of the competition last time out and will be looking to put things right in their sole home fixture. Who better to give us an insight into that process than the stand-in captain, Marino Mindley, who joins us now via Zoom. Marino, welcome to the SportsMax Zone. All the best for your upcoming fixture. Let me start by asking you about the captaincy role that you will now take on. How are you embracing that? Yeah, I think you have your mic muted, Marquinhos.
Sorry about that.
Okay, yeah, go ahead now. We're hearing you now, yes.
I'm saying it's a proud moment. I'm ready for the challenge and to inspire my team in any way I can.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a topsy-turvy season so far for the Scorpions. How well have you used the 2.5 week break that you have had to ensure that you come back for round 4 sharp?
Well, the guys get some rest in the last 5 to 6 days. We'll come back training, I think, on Saturday. And the guys putting in some good work leading up to this game.
Yeah. Of the matches so far that you've played this season, which of the games would you say that you tick most of your boxes and that you would want to reproduce for this upcoming fixture?
The first game, obviously, because we win that. And we win most of the session in that game, both first innings and second innings. So if the guys they are a little bit more focused, especially in second innings, that the game that we lost, then it was a different result.
Yeah, and based on the rest that the team had, right, Marquino, how was training? What are some of the positives that came out of the training session?
Well, trainings have been good. Players work on their weakness and just move forward and just have some positive conversation with other players.
Yeah, and from the back-to-back losses that Jamaica experienced, what do you think has contributed to those losses, and you really need to get right against Guyana, because we already know Guyana is at the top of the table and they've been doing really well. So what would be that one thing, if you had to tell me, that you really need to get right against Guyana?
The 2 lost players were disappointed. We had some discussion, and I think those guys need to focus more and trust the process more. In terms of second innings batting, just need to just stay at the crease a little bit longer. And just be more tight at the crease.
Yeah, and something I was thinking about today while preparing for this segment, John Campbell, of course, the 3rd highest run scorer when you look at the statistics that has been put out by Cricket West Indies. He also had a really good individual score. How much of a miss, Marquino, will he be when it comes to that batting department?
Well, his presence will be missed, of course, but he gives other players opportunity to step up and showcase their skills.
Yeah, but do you think now that he's not a part, and I'm thinking about just the runs that he contributes, right? Are there players within the setup that, we can expect a similar sort of focus when it comes to that batting department?
Yes, definitely. The team is a quality team. Some talented players. Brandon King, you have Jermaine Blackwood, you have Kirk McKenzie. There are some talented players in the squad that can really fill that gap.
And what about your role now as the leader? Because you step into this setup. Do you feel any sort of pressure? Because you do know, Mark, once things don't go the way that, the supporters want, the first person they're coming for is the captain. So are you ready for that challenge? How are you taking this role?
I totally understand that. I'm always a leader because I'm always a leader for the bowling unit, so it's no different. So I'm willing to take on the challenge, as I said earlier, and try to inspire the team as long as possible.
Yeah, and what would it mean to you if you are to defeat Guyana? Because as I said, in this competition so far, the points speak volumes. Guyana has really been consistent when it comes to bat and ball. What would it mean to you, and what will be your approach as you tackle Guyana?
Well, it means a lot to us as a team, because if we win this game, we can be up in the top 3, and eventually the tournament will be wide open, because we're looking forward to winning the championship.
Yeah, and one of the things we talk about is this competition, Mark, really gives players the opportunity to knock on Cricket West Indies, the West Indies team, the door. What are your aspirations when it comes to that aspect of your game?
Well, obviously, I made my debut in 2022. Didn't complete the game because of injury, so I'm actually looking forward to knock on the door again to show the Caribbean, the whole world, how talented I am.
Yeah, and now that you go back to that, it was very disappointing for you, that injury. I think you bowled just a couple of overs in that match against Australia back in December 2022, so it scuppered your opportunity to make an impact on your Test debut. But what was that experience like? And, even though it was just brief, you bowling to international batsmen, can you talk briefly, Marquino, about the difference between bowling to international level batsmen and bowling regionally? And I'm asking that because we have long felt that the regional game is significantly below international standards.
Well, internationally, the mistakes are limited. As soon as you're off pitch, your ball going for a boundary. So it is more different up the international. It is more harder. You have to stay focused a bit longer, different from regional cricket.
Yeah, you're 30 years old now, so you're a mature player, and you've been playing regional cricket for a long time now, Marquino. And I know that injury has sort of derailed your development and your growth. Can you talk quickly about your current level of fitness and how much more an improved bowler you are, considering that you've had so many years behind you?
Well, as I said earlier, I'm a seasoned campaigner, so I understand my body better, understand my game better. I take longer in terms of warm-up, pre-ab, and I understand my role eventually.
Yeah, and quickly before you go, because we're out of time pretty much, but just quickly on the Guyana Harpy Eagles game. Last year, the Guyana Harpy Eagles had beaten you pretty badly at Sabina Park, and that was set up by a big 400-plus total they had put up in the first innings with Savory and Imlak getting hundreds. How much would you look back at last year's match against the Guyana Harpy Eagles and how that sets you up tactically to approach this game, given the fact that there are so many of the same players involved?
Well, we know Guyana Harpy Eagles, they are really good at this format, but nevertheless, we put last year behind us. We thinking positive this year, and they're a different bunch of guys. So they're more positive now. And as I said, we're here to play fierce cricket and more positive cricket.
Okay, Marquino, thank you very much. All the best for the next 4 days for this fixture, as you said. An important game for the Scorpions because a victory could propel you back into the top part of the standings. So all the best with the Jamaica Scorpions, being without your captain, John Campbell. And we embrace the arrival of the Guyana Harpy Eagles as well, the defending champions. We hope you have a good 4 days of cricket for both teams.
Thank you.
Okay, Marino Mindley there, Jamaica fast bowler and captain for this Guyana Harpy Eagles 4th round game in the CWI West Indies 4-day championship. We go to break. We'll be back with more on the SportsMax Zone after this.